Hey people, it is Saturday, July the 20th, which is the 55th anniversary of the moon landing, which I just realized. It's currently 5:45 in the afternoon and about 27 degrees Celsius. Quite hot and sunny and feeling more like 30 Celsius with the humidex. And I'm looking north on Carlaw Avenue, or just a bit north of Dundas Street East. And I'm going to walk south here along Carlaw Avenue for quite a ways to the south, I think down to Eastern Ave. And then I'll take a walk west along Eastern Avenue, so I'll be walking in the opposite direction from which that street is named. So we're on the east end, or in the east end of Toronto, just north of the Leslieville neighborhood. Crow's Theatre. I'm not too familiar with what goes on there. Making way across Dundas Street East, and there's the CN Tower coming into view. Some neat new residential infill along here, but Carlaw Avenue along here is mostly known for its old industrial architecture. This was once upon a time a very busy manufacturing area with several factories in these old buildings which are still standing, but many of them have been converted to other uses. But as we're walking along, we'll keep an eye out for some plaques to see what used to be inside these old buildings, most of which date back to about 100 years or so, 1910s and 20s. And then once we get down to Eastern Avenue, there's some more old industrial architecture along there heading west. Livework lofts now in this building. It's kind of a neat strip here in the East End. W.M. Wrigley Jr. Company Limited. I think these are easily the most impressive buildings on this stretch. Let's head across and take a look at the plaque there. So W.M. Wrigley Jr. Company Factory, 1915. styled after the main plant in Chicago. And of course, Wrigley is known for its chewing gum, double mint, spearmint, and juicy fruit. So you can always pause and read. And I think there's also a old Colgate factory around here, as in the toothpaste. I think there's a street actually called Colgate. Some of these have been converted to lofts, others to offices. Things like gyms are also found in the neighborhood now. Here's Colgate Avenue right here, heading west. Rolf Clark store up on the top. Or Rolf Clark Stone, actually, not store. Oh, here's a handy little plaque. This one dates from 1913. Largest graphic arts companies in Canada. More interesting heritage. I see another plaque for this building. Kent McLean Limited, 1911. Shop fitters and makers of store display cases. Later a bottling plant and chocolate syrup factory. So pretty neat. Let's see how large these buildings are. All right, we're going to cross Queen Street east. This is the Leslieville neighborhood. That's 501 Queen. So the industrial nature sort of continues as you head south here. This more residential also, but a sort of a gritty residential with industrial sort of popping up in the background. The Portlands are not too far south of here. Maybe I'll cross to the other side. I see I'm currently walking on the sunny side instead of the shady side. What in the world am I doing that for? Yeah, much better. And we can get a better look at the old housing stock here. Moore Street Public School on this side. Moore Street is obviously the next street over. Eastern Ave is just up ahead, so as I said, we're going to head west on Eastern Ave. We're going to defy the street name. We're going to be a rebel with a cause. Because I live west, so I'm definitely going west. This is the third video I've recorded today in a row. So I'm definitely ready to head home. See some of the stacks in the Portlands area. I can actually see these stacks from my apartment window from the east side of downtown. All right, so let's start heading towards home along Eastern Ave. Sort of a gritty stretch. Gale's Snack Bar, that's been there as long as I can remember. I don't remember this guy being here before though. Pop-up collective market. That's pretty neat. Some infill happening here. I wonder what happened to the old house that was there. This was like a row of homes. Maybe it burnt down. These are quite nice. We're walking sort of directly towards the financial district. And I think eventually we'll have an awesome view of the financial district from the Eastern Avenue overpass. That'll be at the end of the video, I think, if everything goes according to plan. See, this is finished now. Last time I did some walks through here, this was all under construction. Looks quite nice. We incorporated some of the old historic buildings into the new residential building. This is a god-awful looking building, XYZ Storage. But right next door you have this. That one is quite awesome to look at. Oh, the sun, very bright. You can see the old building and the new. Now sort of melded together as one. A tasty restaurant. I wonder how old that is. These buildings are awesome across the street. I think they house government offices. Transportation services, parks, forestry and recreation, municipal licensing and standards, solid waste management, engineering and construction services, and fleet services. So there's a whole complex there, which includes these two awesome old buildings. Seems to be 5 buildings in total in the complex. Some more row houses. Trying to have the sun not glare into the lens. And Consumers Gas Company building. another look at that beauty. And we're making our way towards the skyscrapers of the core. And eventually the new Ontario line will be crossing over here as well. It's the new subway line under construction through downtown. It starts all the way up by the Ontario Science Centre and make its way south and then west, ending at the Exhibition Ontario Place area. Not sure what this is. It seems to be some sort of commercial structure. It's definitely not a residential building. Maybe it's related to the Ontario line. I'm not too sure. The East Harbour development is over there. That's a huge development that will include office, residential, as well as a new transit hub. If it plays out the way the renderings depict it, it'll almost be like Toronto's version of Canary Wharf in London in the UK. Huge cluster of towers, a bit removed from the main cluster of the financial district. It's currently a former industrial site. See the old water tower over there still standing from the Unilever complex. That's been mostly demolished now. Try and cross the street here at Broadview Avenue. The sidewalk only runs along one side once you pass a certain point here. And it's not this side, it's the other side. Ooh, lots of refuse. Very pretty sight around here right now. Looks like there's a proposal for this parking lot though. 12-story residential building. I'd say that would be an improvement over what's currently there. Alright, here's where I have to try and cross. I remember crossing here another time and it was a bit of an ordeal. Hopefully this time it won't be. Look north up Broadview Avenue. You can see those old row houses are all boarded up and colorfully painted. That whole stretch, I think, is awaiting redevelopment. So it's currently unoccupied. I think there was a fire on site that led to that redevelopment proposal. All right, now here I can finally cross. And the cop's pulling a U-turn. I didn't have to wait that long, actually. Another time I swear I was waiting here for minutes. So if you're thinking this area looks like a bit of a no man's land, you're not wrong. It's sort of a semi-industrial area gradually transitioning into something else. Right on the eastern edge of downtown. Nearby is also the Don Valley Parkway and the Don River. I quite like this though. I think this looks pretty good. Looks like an industrial building, but it's actually residential. Let's see if I can get across here. All right, not too bad. Some other times though, you might stand there for a minute or two waiting for someone to finally slow down or realize you exist. This project is. And check out the view of the skyline. We're getting closer. That was just the financial district. The skyline extends quite a bit further north. Maybe that cop that pulled the U-turn was right here now. Pretty awesome views here coming up onto the Eastern Avenue Overpass. You can see all the way up to Yonge and Bloor. And the Don Valley Parkway back in action after being completely flooded less than a week ago. The Don River here completely overflowed its banks, flooding not only the expressway but also the rail corridor and Bayview Avenue. So basically everything from this side of the highway all the way over to that walking path was underwater. And the river is back to its lazy, slow-moving self again. It was like a raging torrent when I did my video of the flood recently. Here is the financial district coming into view. So it sort of looks like I'm walking along an expressway. It's really just a on-off ramp for traffic going in and out of downtown from Adelaide Street and Richmond Street. That feeds onto the Don Valley Parkway. Still zoomed in. I'll just leave it zoomed in for now. But this is about as far as I can go along Eastern Avenue here as a pedestrian. The sidewalk ends right up ahead. But where will I go, you wonder? Well, there's a pedestrian ramp here that will take me down to Underpass Park. Let me unzoom. So Underpass Park is right underneath the bridge we're currently walking on. But let's zoom back in and take in the skyline shot, because I think this is where I'm going to wrap up the video. The end of the road. So I hope you enjoyed the walk along Carlaw Avenue, where we checked out some old former factories, continuing south along Carlaw to Eastern Avenue, checking out more awesome old buildings and some grit, and making our way here to this awesome view looking towards the financial district, which is basically just the southern end of the Toronto skyline. So leave a comment below if you enjoyed the walk, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under K Continuum. So I'm going to head down to Underpass Park. And I'll wrap it up there. Why not? We're so close, might as well take a look. And more awesome views. Here it is. Very nice and shady here. So now I'll really bring things to a close here. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.